Now, three, two, one.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hasna, and I will be your MC for today's event. I hope all of you are doing well and that you are enjoying this week's beautiful weather. On behalf of Peace Islands Institute, we wish everyone a happy Veterans Day, and we would like to express our gratitude to all those who served in the U.S. military. Before we get to the Q&A with Enes Kanter, I'll be giving a brief introduction about Peace Islands Institute, and then you'll be hearing from our two guest speakers, Mayor Arrigo and Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Diane Kelly. We thank them for joining us today. Peace Islands Institute is a nonprofit organization devoted to promoting interfaith and intercultural dialogue. We are welcoming everyone in a society with practical programs to connect people in real life. Our goal is to build loyal relationships to collaborate on substantial service projects that contribute to society's benefit and promote universal principles to contribute to greater understanding and peace. Next up, we're going to be hearing from Mayor Brian Arrigo. He is a fourth-generation lifelong resident of the city of Revere. After serving 4 years as a city councilor, he was elected in 2015 and proudly serves as the mayor of Revere. Give it up for Mayor Brian Arrigo.
Thank you, Hasna. That's a first for me. I've never gotten a virtual clap, but I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind introduction. Enes, thank you for joining us today. Dr. Kelly, great to see you. Valentina, Marvin, good to see you guys. And, happy Veterans Day to everyone. And I really want to thank the organizers of today, Peace Islands Institute, and the folks at Turkish Cultural Center in Revere. They have been great partners with us in all that we've been doing, especially around COVID and our response to the residents, and helping us deliver food and preparing Thanksgiving meals. I just want to give my sincere and heartfelt thanks to the folks at the Peace Islands Institute and the Turkish Cultural Center. And I want to welcome families and students who are watching today. I know we had a little bit of a scheduling issue. Enes had some more important things to do down in the bubble, and we were all watching, and we appreciate the great season that you guys had this year. And so it's really great to have this event today. And I do want to just quickly talk to the students that are watching, and I want them to know that I want to acknowledge the challenges that you all have faced since COVID hit for the last several months. I know that it's been a difficult time, but I do know that as everyone in Revere does, you will rise up and you will meet the challenges that we're facing. And I want folks to know that Dr. Kelly and I are doing our absolute best to support you, and that we are here for every single student, every single family, and every single resident in the city. As a community, we've been facing some big challenges. COVID obviously has hit the city of Revere harder than almost any other community in the Commonwealth. And at the same time, we're facing an urgent need to address racial injustice here in the city of Revere, but also throughout the state and throughout the country. And so I'm really grateful for Enes's ability to participate today and join the discussion, because he truly is an inspiration. He's an inspiration for me, and he's an inspiration for, I know, a lot of young people who are finding ways and looking for ways to use their platform to affect change. And I grew up in a day when the basketball players that I watched, and I'm a big sports fan, big Celtics fan, big Michael Jordan fan, but the players I watched proudly said that they weren't role models. They proudly said that they weren't involved in politics, and the biggest reason why I am grateful for Enes's contribution and I look to him as somebody who is an inspiration is because he rejects that wholly. You know, he understands that first and foremost, he's a human being. He has a perspective and he has lived experience that we all need to hear and learn from. So I appreciate the fact that Enes said, the fact that you said, you know, I am a human being. I have opinions and I have perspectives, and those come before me being a ball player, because being a ball player, you know, is second to being a citizen, a human who is contributing to society. And so I hope that the young people that are watching tonight or today, who have begun to use their voices, who have begun to find their platform, understand that they have the opportunity to continue to affect change in their own community here in the city of Revere, but in their own country as well. And for those of you who may be wondering, how do I affect change? Now is a great time to talk to Enes about that and hear about how important it is to use your platform and understand that all of us have a platform. And so I know I'm going to take advantage of learning a little bit today from Enes and hearing you know, what he has to say. And I look forward to this discussion, and I look forward to, you know, learning about what I can take from it and use my role as mayor to continue to affect change and use my platform. So with that, I want to thank everyone again, and I really truly appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mayor Arrigo. Next up, I'd like to introduce the Superintendent of Revere Public Schools, Dr. Diane Kelly. Dr. Kelly became a math teacher at Revere High School in 1995 and has been working in the field of education ever since. She has served in many administrative positions before taking on her position as superintendent. So I'd like to pass the mic to Dr. Kelly.
Thank you very, very much, Hasna. And, you know, I think I would echo a lot of what the mayor has already said. I think one of the greatest things about the Revere Public Schools is the ethnic, racial, religious, and linguistic diversity that our students demonstrate. And we don't always smoothly and easily navigate those differences, but one of the things that's most critical to being able to do that is engaging people in dialogue and really being able to talk about not only our differences, but also our commonalities, and getting to know people and understand people helps us to engage with them in more positive ways. And I think that's something that's critically important in our community, in our state, in our country right now. I think that a lot of racial issues and racial tensions that come up are born out of ignorance and a lack of understanding, lack of empathy, and lack of knowing people. So that's one of the large bodies of work that we're undertaking in the Revere Public Schools. And we definitely have work to do in that area, but we are fortunate to have partners like the Turkish Cultural Center, which has been incredible to the public school system. And, you know, now Peace Islands Institute and other community groups who have worked with us closely to help move the district forward. And even I'll say having Valentina and Marvin come back as alumni and be able to help our students understand what the possibilities are, and having Enes here to say, you know, really there are important things in life. You can be a famous ball player, and how you leverage that, or what becomes the most important part of who you are, doesn't need to be that piece of celebrity. So you know, I think there are just so many great things about this forum today that are going to help our kids. And as the mayor said, they've had a really tough year. Everybody's had a really tough year. A lot of us have missed some rites of passage that were critically important to us in life. But, you know, having this opportunity to get together is a bright spot in all of the darkness that we're experiencing right now. So I'll leave it at that, and just thank you to everybody for being here, and thank you to our veterans. And I'll shout out my two brothers, Eddie and Greg, who are veterans, and thank them for their service today.
Yep, thank you so much, Dr. Kelly. It was wonderful having you and Mayor Arrigo as our guest speakers today. Finally, let's meet our moderators, Marvin and Valentina. As Dr. Kelly mentioned a little bit, they are both alumni of Revere High School. Valentina graduated with the class of 2018 and Marvin graduated with the class of 2017. And they were both captains of the varsity basketball team. So I'm pretty sure they're both excited to be here and do this Q&A with Enes Kanter. I'll just pass it on to you guys. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. So today on this call, as Mayor Arrigo said, we have a former center for the Boston Celtics, Enes Kanter. Enes, it is a pleasure to meet you and to hear from you today. We're all really excited, so just a warm welcome from all of us.
Thank you, guys. I'm excited as well. I appreciate it.
We will begin by taking any questions that we have for Enes Kanter. I'm not seeing any questions on the Facebook stream, but Enes, I have a question that I've been dying to ask you.
Go ahead.
During the playoffs, can you give us a walkthrough of what a game day in the bubble is like?
I mean, first of all, thank you for the invite. I appreciate it. Happy Veterans Day. Dr. Kelly, Mayor Arrigo, I really appreciate for joining us. I think, bubble, first of all, NBA bubble was one of the most difficult and place that we had to go through. I think NBA bubble was, it wasn't easy as people was thinking. I think we were in a hotel for over 80 days, and all we did literally just sit in our room and just watch TV. And besides that, play basketball. But in a game day routine was a little different than a regular game day routine, because we literally had to stay in our room and couldn't leave the hotel. So we had a walkthrough usually in the morning. Then we had a breakfast meeting, and then we went back to our room and just got rest, and we left for the game. But the games were a little different because now you ask any of the NBA players, they appreciate the fans more. I understand like the virtual fans were like good and everything, but it can never ever can replace the real fans. It was just a little awkward to just hear some sounds, and you look around, there's no fans, only virtual fans. But other than that, I think like NBA did an amazing job. I feel like that NBA bubble was the safest place on earth. We had, I think it took us over 100 days and literally zero positive testing. It's amazing what they did. But we had to get tested every day. I stayed there 82 days and I got tested 83 times, and it's pretty wild. But other than that, I think like all the workers, NBA, NBPA, Player Association, all the players did an amazing job just for following the rules and stick with the plan. So we had an amazing time.
That's very interesting to hear. And next up, we have your speech for the students and all of us to hear from. So we're excited for that.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Your speech is up next. Can you give us like a little introduction of your background and why it's so important to reach out to students?
Well, I think, I remember when I was growing up, I came from a family that my dad was a genetic professor and my mom was a nurse, right? And all they care about really was education. They did not care about basketball or any kind of sports at all. I even told my family, I had a conversation with my family. I'm like, listen, I know how important the schoolworks are, but at the same time, I want to play basketball, you know? But I remember my dad, when I started playing basketball for the first time, my dad told me, listen, I want you to be a good student before being a good basketball player, because you're only going to play basketball if you take care of your body till maybe 34, 35 years old, if you make it to NBA, right? And then you got a long life ahead of you. You cannot just, after your basketball career, you cannot just be sitting at home, play video games all day, or you cannot just be sitting at home and watch TV all day. So that's why you look at all the superstars, Hall of Famers, NBA players still goes back to their colleges and trying to finish their school. So when they are done with their basketball career, they can have a job and they have something to do. So I think that was one of the biggest reasons that I came to America, because overseas it's almost like impossible to do, get your education and play basketball at the same time. You have to pick one of them. So coming here, going to prep school, high school, and going to college after that was just so amazing, because I learned a different language, different culture. I met with some new people, a new basketball culture. And I think coming here, going to school definitely made me a better basketball player, because now you look at the world, it's not just about going to a gym and play the game for 48 minutes. When things are happening in our world, and there will be cameras and microphones on your face, and you're like, hey, what do you think about this issue? What do you think about this? What do you think about this problem? So you want to be able to talk, so that's why whenever I do a basketball camp for youth, I always say, listen, I understand basketball is important, but education should be definitely number one priority. So that's why I was super excited to have this Zoom meeting with you guys. But other than that, you look at some of the NBA players, they still take their summer schools and they're trying to finish their school. But I think they are very blessed to be in this country, be in this situation, because if your grades are not good, it doesn't matter how good of a basketball player you are, you'll be cut off the team. So it's definitely a huge blessing. But other than that, all I will say is just keep work hard, play smart, and have fun.
Thank you for that, Enes. Enes, I have another question. Especially during times like this, what do you have to say about those who say basketball players should only talk about basketball and not even get related or anywhere near politics?
First of all, what we're doing is not politics. What we're doing is human rights, and that's what people need to understand this. And second of all is, I feel like not just basketball players, football players, actors, rappers, singers, if you have a platform, period, it's a huge blessing, because God give you this platform. And if you just play basketball and talk about none of this stuff, you'll be just a good basketball player. And I feel like if I look at myself whenever I'm done with my career, I just don't want to be only remembered by my game. When I look back, okay, averaging 20 points and getting double doubles and 10 rebounds and winning games are important. But I feel like once you are done with your career, when you ask yourself, okay, what did I do for others? How many lives I changed, how many hearts I have touched, how many, the kids I inspire. So I feel like we need to use this platform to inspire as many people we can. So right now, you look at what's happening in our country the last 2, 3, 4 months, it's heartbreaking. And I feel like what NBA did was just unbelievable, because we are only doing this so one day our kids, our grandkids, when they're in our age, they won't have the same problems we are having right now. So I feel like all the people who has a platform, not just basketball players, all the people who has a platform playing a very important role. I mean, you look at what Dr. King, that was the same thing he was preaching for. So I feel like we are playing a very important role for our future, and we need to use this platform to bring good.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I have a question as well. What do you have to say for the kids that are dealing with COVID and currently either can't play on their teams or can't go to classes? And it's obviously frustrating, but do you have any
Right.
words?
I mean, I trust me. I feel your frustration, guys. It's obviously it sucks, but I think right now, number one thing is just try to stay healthy as much as we can. Um, I remember when it was back in March, or I think it was March 11th, when NBA just stopped. All the NBA players were just shot, you know. But I think one thing you need to do is just continue to just work hard. I remember, we couldn't go outside because we're quarantining, but we had to stay in shape the best way possible. So I remember we had this Zoom meetings with our players, and there was a strength coach was leading it, and then we were literally lifting and working out in our houses. I see so many, players were lifting suitcases to just stay in shape. I mean, that's dedication. That is going to bring a championship, So I feel like, I know that the situation it sucks. And but I feel like right now the number one priority should be just staying safe and staying healthy. But I think, you guys have a long life and long career ahead of you. So right now, please just try to, wash your hands as much as you can and trying to stay safe, social distancing. People have been talking about this stuff for like almost 5-6 months now. But I think one thing we need to do is just take care of ourselves first and take care of our community. So it's very important. I think one thing about this COVID, I mean, you are learning how important our healthcare workers. I mean, there's so many doctors and nurses out there in the world that put on literally their life and their family's life on the line so we can have a healthier future. So I feel like it doesn't matter what your religion is, just pray for those people because they need our prayers the most.
Thank you, Enes. Enes, you seem like somebody that, nothing was ever handed to you. Digahara on the Facebook chat wants to ask, what advice do you have for Revere students on having a strong work ethic in whatever career you might have in order to become successful?
I remember when I think it was like 10, 11 years old, right? I wanted to be an NBA player. And I remember, my mom used to always give me these advices, just, go to sleep early, don't play too much video games, eat healthy, eat your veggies, stay away from the junk food, don't drink too much soda and all that stuff, right? Take a nap. I am 28 years old right now, and my coach is giving me the same advice what my mom was giving me when I was 10. So if you're out there watching this, your number one coach is your mom. So please listen to her. And the other thing is, we talk about how important education is. I cannot tell you enough about how important our schoolworks are, because with just basketball, you're not going to be a superstar. Definitely education goes with it. And I think about basketball, when we talk about basketball, I think, you just gotta, play hard, play smart, and the most important thing, have fun. And you're gonna have good days and bad days. I look at my career. I got some games in NBA. I got like 30 something points, but I got some games in NBA. I got 0 points. I miss everything. I think one thing you need to do is whatever happens, not just in your career, in life, you can never ever give up on your dreams. So just go out there, have fun, and I'm sure there's so many kids out there watching this right now and want to be a basketball player. I think for me, the important thing is be that glue guy, be that good locker room guy, trying to bring positive energy all the time. Don't think about just yourself, but your teammates. What can I do to make my teammates better? I mean, throughout my career, I played with some amazing players. I mean, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and I'm looking at my career now. It's like Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, Gordon Hayward. I think Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum. I mean, the list goes on. I can just count, But when I look at those people, when I look at those players, what makes them so special is they make themselves better and they make everyone else better around. I'm not just talking about the players. I'm talking about their coaches, the organization, the city, the state, giving back to community. So I think that's what makes him really special. So if you want to be a good and successful basketball player or any whatever sports you're playing, just make sure your teammates are happy too.
Thank you, Enes. I also have another question to ask you. This one's just for you personally. What are like some things that you like to do? Like, I know you're in the off season right now. How have you been keeping busy?
I mean, before this COVID, I used to, do a lot of basketball camps. Last summer, we actually broke a record, 50 free basketball camps in, I think around 30 states. Almost all of them was free. But right now, just because of this COVID, I feel like, we always make, especially athletes, we always make lots of excuses about how busy our schedule is. Games, practices, workouts, liftings, and just charity works and community work, all that stuff, right? But I feel like this is the best time to invest in your future. I'm talking about reading a lot of books or just watching a lot of documentary, or just because I think the most important thing we can do for our future is reading. And right now is the best time to read because summer is over and there is still COVID out there. You cannot really go outside and hang out like you used to. So I feel like invest in your future. That's the best thing you can do right now.
Thank you.
I also have one more question. So I know with the whole COVID restriction, it's a lot harder to travel now. So how do you keep connected with a lot of your family members that are farther away from you?
I have one brother in Georgia State. He's in America. I talk to him a lot, and I have one more brother in Greece right now playing basketball. I have a lot of conversation with him too. I think it's really important to check on your family members, your friends, and your best friends, and to see how they're doing, and your neighbors. I mean, you can be doing fine and stuff, but like make sure others around you doing okay too.
Enes, listen, with this off season here, you mentioned OKC, and one of my favorite duos was the Stash Bros.
Mm-hmm.
I know you know, and with talks of Steven Adams coming to the Celtics, potentially, I don't know. I don't know. I'm super excited for that. How do you feel?
I never heard any kind of rumors like that, but my job is to play basketball. So, I mean, I have no idea. Those are the things that the GMs and presidents and the team is going to decide. My job is to go out there and play basketball, But you talk about Steven. I love Steven. He's actually one of my best friends in the league. We still talk. Yeah.
And last question before we close it up. What are you most excited to do post-COVID, whenever that may be? Mm-hmm. What is the first thing on your list?
I think, just being around fans and being around people, because before this COVID, like I said, we were doing so many charity work with people. We were doing so many basketball camps with kids. We were giving back to community so much. And I was traveling a lot. I think that's like the one thing that I miss the most, just being around people, being around my friends, being around, just the little kids, and just play basketball with them. But I think right now, they know, and I know that the best thing they can do is just the social distancing. But other than that, man, as soon as this over, I'm definitely gonna do a basketball camp for them.
Thank you, Enes. Really appreciate you coming out here.
Go,
We
Marvin.
lost Marvin.
Yep.
There is actually one more question on YouTube, and it's for Enes. It says, what advice would you give high school students who have a dream to play in the NBA? Thank you.
I mean, like we talk about, first of all, to not ever give up on your dreams. I came from Turkey, and basketball was literally a second sport in the whole country. And but I think right now they're blessed to be in this situation. They're blessed to be in high school and in this country. But I think basketball wise, I will say definitely work on your ball handling and 3-point shot, because the game is changing a lot. So, but other than that, man, just be a good teammate. Like we talk about it, be a glue guy, be the best teammate you could ever possibly be, and just go out there, play hard, play smart, have fun. But one thing, just set goals, because setting goals is really important, and those goals shouldn't be just I want to become an NBA player. Just be more than an NBA player, because once you have this platform, you're gonna have millions of people out there to inspire. So I think that's the advice that I would give to a high school guy.
Nice. Enes, thank you so much. I froze earlier as I was making my conclusion, so I'll give it another take. I just want to thank you, man. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with all the, high school students, giving us a little bit of insight into your personal life. And, we're forever grateful. I'm thankful for Mayor Arrigo, the Peace Island Institution of Boston, Diane Kelly, Jackie, Hasnan, everyone who helped organize this. I wish you guys all the best. And, I'm just blown away that I'm talking to Enes Kanter right now, man. I love you so much, dude.
Thank you, brother.
Championship this year, calling it.
No, it's like, I can't tell you guys enough about the Celtics fan, man. I mean, it's a sports, before I signed with the Celtics, they were obviously talking about how, the crazy the fans are. It's a sports town, I'm getting a phone call. It's okay. They can wait. But I feel like, it's just blessing to be in this situation with the Celtics fan, because I play with many different organizations. Celtics definitely is a blessing. So other than that, man, thank you guys for invite. I really appreciate it.
I think that that concludes our little chat. Again, I appreciate all the great back and forth, and Enes, I appreciate the time that you've taken to chat a little bit. And Marvin and Valentina, great to see you, both of you. And Hasna, thank you for kicking us off. And Dr. Kelly, thank you again. Really appreciate the opportunity. And again, Enes, I can't thank you enough for using your platform to affect change. You mentioned, human rights, and it's not politics, it's human rights. And that really stuck with me. And I hope that's something that everyone takes away from this conversation, is that using your platform and affecting change is really about human rights at this point. It's not about politics. It's not about anything else, but the rights of other human beings. And in our city, in our country, and in our world. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you so
All right.
much.